Flooding, heat waves, storms. Increasingly extreme weather is forcing cities to adapt to global warming or face dire consequences.
Around 56% of us worldwide live in urban areas, and by 2050, 2/3 of us are expected to live in cities.
Here are 4 ways to climate-proof a city.
Transport accounts for around 24% of the world's emissions, and cars contribute a huge amount to that. But even public transport can be a greenhouse gas villain.
Please stand back at the platform edge.
Back in London, the rail network uses 1.2 terawatt hours of power each year. That's enough to power around 360,000 homes. But now the city's mayor is attempting a huge green overhaul of London's transport.
We've got to make sure we continue to be bold, retrofitting our buildings, even more electric buses, even more charging points. I want more and more of London breathing clean air.
Switching public transport to run on green hydrogen or renewables, and encouraging residents to drastically cut the number of cars on the roads is the first step towards climate-proofing your city.
1/3 of all food produced globally is wasted, and the world's food system produces around 25 to 30% of all greenhouse gas emissions. So cutting food waste is a good second step.
In Italy, the city of Milan has developed a system that deals with food waste and also tackles food poverty. The local government takes food waste from shops and redistributes it through the city to those that need it. The scheme is scalable to any city in the world and has been given £1 million of funding by the Earthshot Prize to spread the idea.
Green spaces are a huge factor in climate-proofing a city. Not only do they help to reduce air pollution, decrease day-to-day heat, and improve the mental health of residents, they can also help protect against flooding.
Singapore has announced a plan worth £53 billion to deal with climate change, and a big part of that relies on green spaces. Parks and gardens, even small flower beds, can act as sponges in cities. Rainwater hitting concrete will run off and may quickly trigger flooding, but rainwater hitting grass or soil will soak in, reducing the risk. By increasing the number of green spaces, the damage from extreme rain and flooding can be reduced.
Even the buildings around us are going to have to change. Energy use in buildings from homes to shops to offices account for around 28% of the world's emissions.
Lots of countries now have requirements for new sites to be built sustainably, but existing buildings are a huge problem. When the Empire State Building was finished, it was the tallest building in the world and seen as an architectural feat. Now it has become a model for climate innovation. $32 million have been spent retrofitting it, making it the largest project of its kind in the US. Everything from 6,514 windows to its 73 elevators have been optimized to increase energy efficiency. The project has cut the building's energy use by 40% and saved its owners $4 million a year in costs. From replacing gas boilers to shoring up leaky walls, retrofitting on a massive scale is another step needed to make many cities climate-proof.
If you think climate change is a long way off, think again.
70% of cities are already dealing with climate change, and over 90% of all urban areas are coastal, putting most cities on Earth at a risk of flooding from rising sea levels and powerful storms.
Essential to stopping the worst effects is changing the way and where we live.